$7.54 for 5 apples? What the hell? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katina and I am the creator of Live, Life, Learn. I created this channel because I am on a debt-free journey and I just wanted to share my experience with you guys. So if you're interested in jumping on a debt-free journey for the new year or whenever, this is the place to be. So I just wanted to bring you guys a little bit of a different video this time around. I'm actually doing a grocery store rant video. All right, so this has nothing to do with the grocery stores that I shop at, not at all. This rant is all about me and my grocery store behavior, shenanigans, and experience. So let me tell y'all what happened. So this weekend, I went to the grocery store. Okay, so in this house, my house, I should say, we should go to the grocery store every single week. We do, because that works best for us. We try to shop every 2 weeks, but that is not the way for us. It's better that we shop every single week because we simply buy a lot of fruits and vegetables, and you guys know that stuff they don't have like a long shelf life for fresh fruits and vegetables. And besides, I do personally myself eat quite a bit of fruits and vegetables, so therefore that's kind of a few things that we have to replenish around this house are those 2 items, and also French fries because my son loves some French fries and chicken nuggets. So those are the things that we find ourselves buying constantly on a weekly basis. And so therefore, I had to go ahead and make my way to the grocery store. Now, because we go to the grocery store every week, our budget fluctuates. It's never, ever the same because, again, we're not buying everything all over again. We're just adding things in that need to be replenished, okay, in our kitchen. And so I said to myself, well, you know what? $70 should be enough to replenish the things that are missing from our kitchen. And so I made a very short grocery list and decided that my husband was going to take care of Whole Foods and I was going to go in a different direction when I got off work this weekend, which would make it a little bit easier besides the weather was crappy, right? So we split up. He went to Whole Foods. I went to the other grocery stores after work. And you guys, everything just kind of went up in flames after that. So I did everything that they suggested that you shouldn't do when you go to the grocery store, okay? Such as you shouldn't go to the grocery store hungry. You should go to the grocery store with the list. So when I went to the grocery store, I wasn't hungry, okay? I just got off work and I had me a little list together. So the first grocery store I went to, my intent was to focus on buying my fruits and vegetables, right? That was the whole intent for that particular grocery store. I said, well, let me get these fruits and vegetables out the way here at the Fresh Time Market. However, I messed up. I went in there and I totally forgot that they were having their twice a year supplement sale, and all of their supplements and wellness care was 30% off. Now, I am a big supplement person. I take supplements because I need to have them for health reasons, and I found that they were very beneficial, and I wanted to try some new things too that I heard good reviews about. So remember, y'all, I only had $7 and that was in cash, right? So I tried to be smart, not going to the grocery store hungry and taking cash only, okay? I do not keep credit cards in my wallet whatsoever. However, I do have Miss Apple on my phone and my wallet on my phone. So, you know, if y'all have an Apple phone or whatever, I've never had an Android. So you have a wallet on your phone in which you could, you know, put your credit cards in your wallet and use them virtually, all right? So here is me, Miss Apple, and a few cash, just a little bit of $70 worth of cash, all right? That was it. So, but again, my goal was to just simply use the $70 only and not extend beyond that. So I get into the marketplace and I'm just moseying along, okay? I said, well, girl, we're going to start in the supplement section because it's crowded over there. We're going to get that out the way. And so I went over there, you guys, and mind you, Saturday it was freezing. It's cold in St. Louis, okay? It was icy, it was raining, and all that sleet and jazz. And I was like, well, let me just go to the supplement section first and get that out the way, and then I'll make my way over to fresh fruits and vegetables. So I went over there, just looking around, seeing what I was seeing and getting what I was going to get. And you guys, as I was just walking up and down these supplement aisles, I was just putting stuff in the cart. I was just adding to the cart, like it was no problem. Like I had way more than $70. Now everything was 30% off, so I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I'm like, well, this is $4.99 plus 30% off. But guess what? When you get like five of those things, okay, it all adds up. So here I am buying out all the Epsom salt that they had. Uh, at the Fresh Time Market because I love some Epsom salt. So I'm buying like six of those, the last six they had on the shelf. And then I'm buying other supplements that I take and had to replenish in my supplement case. And so as I was constantly putting things in my cart, I was getting so nervous, y'all. Now it was cold, right? But I was burning up. I was hot at the grocery store. I was so hot. I was very warm. I was getting nervous. I was like, oh my goodness, I think I'm going to be over $70. Like, I feel it. I feel like I'm going to be well over $70. So I'm just looking in this cart and I'm just counting stuff up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. I haven't even went to fruits and vegetables yet. I'm still over here in the supplement area. So I got my calculator out. I'm doing the percentage off. I had some coupons that I had downloaded that I could use for my supplements that they had on the app, the store app. And you guys, was just like, I was beside myself. I'm like, girl, you only have $70 in cash. What are you doing? Okay, that was the good, logical side of me speaking to myself. And then the other side of me was like, girl, you need that supplement. Get those, get that, get that, get that, get that. Okay, so I'm just putting stuff in my cart mindlessly, right? Just adding the shit up. It was not on the list. And so I finally got away from the supplement section, made my way to fruits and vegetables, got things I needed over there and some extras, okay? But I tried to focus on the things that were on sale over there, okay? So it was a crowded that day and the lines were very long at Fresh Time Market. So I'm in line, nervous as hell, just calculating everything. And I think that once I got to the fourth item, okay, in my basket of calculation, I had already was over $70 because supplements are expensive. They are expensive. They are not some kind of cheapie, okay? Unless you get some kind of, I don't know, off brand. It depends on what you're buying. But I think once I reached my fourth supplement and calculation, y'all, I was over budget. But I kept on moving, right? I was trying to be boss, right? At the grocery store. My pride was getting a hold of me. So I'm looking around. Every line was long. You know, people are waiting. And the last thing I wanted to do, you guys, was get out of this line and put stuff back because I was over budget. I was like, I'm not going to do all of that. So I get up to the register finally, hot, sweating out, and it's cold out. Like, oh my gosh, nervous, a little stressed out because I'm like, y'all, oh, girl, you are well over your budget. And I'm like, how am I going to pay for all of this stuff, right? So I told the cashier, I was like, okay, can I do two separate transactions? Let me just do two separate transactions, all right? So I first started with my supplements because I wanted to see how much that all totaled up to be. So, and plus I had the e-coupons. And again, y'all, $70 cash, all right? $70 cash and Miss Apple on my phone in the wallet. So he starts bringing my stuff out, and y'all, I didn't even want to look at the register. I didn't even want to look at the screen. And so he got finished, and it was like $128. I'm like, okay, well, we all kind of knew, that it was going to be over your $70 cash budget. And so when he took the coupons off, it went from being $128 to $107. And I'm like, fuck, I'm over my budget. I am over budget. And so I was like, dang, like this sucks. And so I was feeling really, really bad. And I went ahead and paid that whole transaction, that first one. I used Miss Apple card to pay for that one because, again, the lines were long. And I didn't want to be like, people were looking at me like, she ain't even got enough money to pay for stuff. And so I just went ahead and scanned my phone and paid for my stuff. And then he ringed out my second transaction, which was all of my fruits and vegetables. And that total up to be like about $62.98, like $63 for all fruits and vegetables, right? So I used the $70 to pay for that. So that left me with having about $7 left, okay, roughly. About a little, yeah, $7. And I think I had a few more dollars in my purse. So, y'all, you know what? I was not hungry when I went up in this grocery store, but I can tell you for damn sure by the time I hit my car, I was starving and I just wanted to eat everything because I was so frustrated with myself. I was really disappointed because I really, really worked so hard not to use these credit cards, and Miss Apple just happened to be available on my phone. I didn't even have the card, actual physical card with me. You don't need to have the physical card no more, y'all. That's the scary part about it. You don't need to have a physical card with you. You just need to just wave your phone over the little reader and you can pay that way. So that's not good for me. Okay, so I was disappointed because the only balance that I had on my Apple card, because I paid off all of my other cards with the exception of three. Yes, with the exception of three. I was disappointed because the balance on my Apple card was just $2.99. Okay, that was it. I just owed $2.99. But you guys, by the time I got finished shopping completely that day on Saturday, I was up to a balance. I had spent $309.72 total at the grocery store. Girl, 70 what? 70 where? Okay, $70 who? I don't think so. So I ended up spending $309.72. Most of that was on my Apple card. So after I left the first market, I went to the second store because we can't seem to find, again, everything at one store. So we have to go to different stores to get what we need. So I made my way to the second store. And I decided, I said, okay, girl, well, first of all, why am I here? I ain't got no cash. I only had a few dollars. Why are you here? And so I went and I said, well, let me just get the few things here because I wanted to make sure that we had a variety of things to eat at the house because we've really been working diligently on not eating out. Okay, we really have been working hard on decreasing our eating out experience because we was just doing it way too much. It had became such a habit of just simply going out to eat and spending all this extra money. So because of that reasons, we're eating more at home. So therefore, we need to increase our budget. So while at the second grocery store with my little cart, thinking that if I got a small grocery cart that I wouldn't spend too much more money than what I had already spent at the first store. Child, please. I'm up in this grocery store, up and down the aisles, okay, in the fruit department, fruit and veggies, and getting my favorite apples, okay, my sugar bee apples, okay, that was like new to the store. And I picked up some other items, and y'all, my cart was packed. This little bitty old half cart was running over. So I was just, at this point, I was like, F it. You know what? F it. I'm just going to go up here and just get in line and pay for this stuff. And I was just so frustrated because I'm like, girl, what money? You ain't got no cash. What? Miss Apple again? Yeah, Miss Apple again. So I used my Apple card in my wallet, my virtual Apple, to pay for this transaction at the other store, which was $139.48. So by then I was through. I was out of it. I didn't give a damn. I really didn't. I was just so frustrated. And so as I started looking at my receipts, I was like, girl, you paid $7.54 for 5 apples? What? Yes. So let me tell you where I went wrong there. When I was in the produce department at the grocery store, I wasn't weighing anything. Like, I was just kind of thinking to myself, well, I'm going to get 5 apples and it shouldn't be that much for 5 apples. But when they're like $3.99, what do you expect? I think they were either $2.99 or $3.99 a pound. Come on now. And I get 5 of them, and they were small apples, so I didn't think they would be that much. I don't know why. I just didn't weigh the shit. I would have known. So all of my produce I got, I did not weigh. I just assumed that, it wouldn't cost that much. Girl, to my surprise, when I got home and I really took a look at my receipt and all the things that I paid for, I could not believe that I had paid $7.54 for 5 apples. Now, these apples, listen, are bomb. Side note. So I was like, man, that is a lot for just 5 apples. But I just made a mistake. I didn't take the time to weigh anything. I was frustrated already when I left the first store. and I should have just took my ass home, but I went to the second store and just spent over of there as well. And so, again, my total amount spent at between both of these grocery stores was $309.72. Now, I didn't even factor in how much my husband had spent at Whole Foods, which was over $100. So we ended up spending a total over $400 on groceries alone for this week, y'all, for this week. And so I was just really, really frustrated with myself. And that is really the basis of this video is I'm ranting not on the grocery stores, but on my behavior. And I just wanted to share with you guys how quickly it is to be derailed off of your plans, especially at the grocery store. Even when you think that you know how to grocery shop, I should say, even when I thought that I knew how to grocery shop because I have been grocery shopping for years, I realized that I really do need help in this area. I have a problem with not sticking to the budget. I have a problem with not sticking to my grocery list. For some reason, I get very excited at the grocery store, like really happy. And most times when I go, I'm not even hungry, right? So that's not it. I just get very excited and I just be buying stuff, right? Things I see that I want to try that's new and different. I want to have that experience and things like that. And I'm in the process of changing my eating habits to have a more healthier, robust eating lifestyle. And so I was just picking up new things and wanting to try new stuff and experience new things based on some recipes that I found online. But you guys, my budget was shot to what? It was blown well over $70 clearly. Like I spent probably was it like 5 times? About 4 or 5 times that amount on this day in groceries. So I pretty much was completely over the limit. So I've learned some lessons at the grocery store that I wanted to share with you guys. So this is how to avoid overspending. I have 4 quick tips on how to avoid overspending at the grocery store. And this is all based on my experience. This is all based upon what I had to endure, or I should say I've actually been dealing with this for a while. It's just I've just become more clear and aware of my behavior since I've been on this debt-free journey. It's amazing how much clarity you get when you're trying to change your life, right? When you're trying to change some kind of behavior, you get a lot of clarity as you go along the process. So quickly, 4 things I've learned on my experience at the grocery store and how to avoid overspending at the grocery store I want to share with you guys. So first thing is first, you want to make a grocery list. Definitely make a grocery list of all the things that you want to buy from the grocery store, okay? You want to do that first before you even get started. Go in your kitchen, look in your refrigerator, see what's missing, what you need to add in. Check your pantry and see what's missing and what you need to get to fill the void in your pantry, okay? And the second thing you want to do is you want to check out sales from the stores that you like to shop at. So in our case, we shop at about maybe 4 different grocery stores, okay? We go to Costco to pick up our bulk items like tissue and paper towels and things like that, and other little things that we buy in bulk. And then we go to Whole Foods and pick up from things from the meat department and a couple of other things outside of that because we only really get our meat and seafood from Whole Foods. But we don't get a lot of it. And then we go to the other local grocery stores for our other little items that we need, okay? So you want to make sure that you check out the sales at the store because one store may be having a sale of an item that you want to get and the other one doesn't. So, and plus a lot of these stores, several I know in my area, they price match. So, if you can show them the ad, they'll be able to match their price for you. And so that is another good way to avoid overspending at the grocery stores, to check out the ads prior to your shopping. Number 3, you want to make a budget plan for your grocery trip. And also you want to, if you can, increase your budget by 10 to 20%. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes no matter how good of a shopper you are, you might see some things that you want to try and those things might be on sale, but they're not on your list. And so you might want to get that particular thing to try and see if you like it, right? And the other reason why I say increase your budget by 10 to 20%. It's because the cost of inflation, like inflation is amongst us. It's on us, y'all. It's up on us. And so you can see that at the grocery store or really wherever you go, that everything has gone up quite a bit, and so therefore you need to make allowance for that. You need to make sure that you are taking into account inflation, and you want to make sure also that you're taking into account that there's some things that you may have forgotten to put on your list or some things that you might want to try. So when you create your grocery store budget, you want to make plans to increase your budget by 10 to 20%, and that should help offset any other costs that you might have. The other tip too is that you want to use cash only, okay, if possible. If at all possible, use cash only or your debit card at the grocery store. I honestly, you guys, want to try to figure out how I can remove this Apple card from my wallet on my phone because it's not a good thing for me. It really isn't. Once I came to the realization that this card, I don't need it in hand, that I can literally wave my phone across the reader at the store. Child, I wish I would have never known. I do. I really, because I don't have credit cards on me. I don't even carry them. I keep them at home. But the only credit card that I have access to is my Apple card through Apple Pay on my phone, which is a problem for me apparently. And so I highly recommend that you use cash or either your debit card only. I typically, when I do my budget, based upon my pay period, which is every 2 weeks, I literally go to the bank and take the cash out and put it in a cash envelope that's designed for or designated for groceries. So typically that's what I do. But clearly, y'all, that was not the plan this week. My plan was jacked up this week, okay? So the other and final, there's a fifth one, you guys. Sorry about that. There's a fifth one, is that you want to stay within your budget at all costs. You want to do whatever you can at the grocery store to stay within your budget. That's why making the list is so important, because you want to make sure you just put everything that you can think of. And sometimes you just forget stuff, and that's understandable, and that's definitely me. But that's why increasing it by 10 to 20% is your budget by 10 to 20% is a good idea. That way you won't, be like trying to, if you don't have enough money, using a credit card to pay for the remaining amount. So you just want to make sure you stay within your budget when you're grocery shopping, if at all possible. And again, this is a learning process, you guys. I was really disappointed in myself this weekend. I felt like a complete failure when it came to grocery shopping. I was just so upset. I was just like, man, this is trash. I was pissed. I told my husband, I called my friend, y'all. I was having a moment. I was having an absolute moment because I'm like, man, this really sucks. That I used my credit card to offset my grocery expense, and that was not even the plan whatsoever. Okay, I went completely off the rails at the grocery store. It's so easy to do. It truly is easy to get off target, off balance while you're shopping. It's just a mess. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. I am doing fine now. I am over it. I've had my moment of ranting, and I decided, you know what, girl? It's all good. It's all good. You mess up. You made a mistake. Keep moving. Okay? No time to stop. Okay? It's okay to slow down. Okay? While you're on your journey. But the one thing you don't want to do is stop. Okay? Slow down is fine, but do not stop while you're on your journey. And so I had a moment of slowdown. Okay? I really did this weekend. But you know what? I'm not stopping. I'm moving ahead. I've learned some things. I will continue to learn some things. And I'm sure that I'll be back on this road again because it is what it is. I'm not perfect. But you know what? I will get better each and every time, right? I will get better and improve my grocery store shopping and my overall experience of budgeting each and every time. And you don't learn and correct yourself unless you make mistakes. Mistakes actually are an important part of life because you can't learn unless you fail. You can't proceed and succeed unless you had some failures in life. So I take this as a learning experience for myself. I'm not going to ponder on it anymore. This is it. I've learned a lot just over the weekend on grocery shopping and things about myself. In terms of budgeting and planning, I have to tighten it up a lot more. You know what I'm saying? I have to tighten it up and get better at it. And that's what I plan to do. So again, this was a slow down moment for me, but I'm not stopping. Okay. I did not stop. I just slowed down just a little bit. So I just want to put that out there and share that with you guys, and just rant to you. I'm not really a ranter. Okay. I'm not. But I felt the need to do so in this video, just to kind of be transparent and honest with you that this road to debt freedom and being on a debt-free journey is not an easy one, that you're going to encounter several bumps along the road. Even when you made a lot of progress, as I have, you're going to have a step or two backwards, okay? So as a result of me using my Apple Card, I have to reconfigure my payoff plan for my last 3 credit cards. I have to kind of switch some dates around and push some things back because I need to pay this card off this week, and that's what I plan to do. I can't allow it to linger on into the next week. As soon as I get paid, it's going to be paid off to a zero balance, and that's for sure. So yes, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for listening to my rant. Thank y'all for being my little counselors. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So let us move along to the weekly word motivator. One of the most exciting things about this video for me is the weekly word motivator. All right, y'all. So the weekly word motivator of the week is planning. Planning is the weekly word motivator, and in Spanish is planito campeón. Planito campeón is planning in Spanish. So I decided to go with planning because of my experience at the grocery store. And actually, planning is really a necessary step to take whenever you're trying to achieve a goal or do something differently with your life. If you're trying to make a change in your life, if you're trying to, whatever it is you're trying to do, get out of debt, adapt a healthier way of living, or whatever it is you're trying to make positive change for yourself, savings, whatever that thing might be, you want to make sure that you plan for it. I highly recommend getting some sort of journal. It don't matter what it is. Get a journal, a book, a notebook, and use this as your planning guide, right? Anytime you want to do something, use something of this sort as a planning guide. You want to write down your plans. You want to write those things down. And you also want to break down your plans and how you plan to execute them, okay? So for me, with my grocery store rant experience, I didn't have a solid plan, okay? I really did not. I didn't have this solid plan that I needed in order to execute my goal, and my goal was to stay within my $70 budget, and as a result of that, it failed. So you want to be sure that you make sure that you execute a proper plan, okay? Make sure that it's something that you can adhere to. Make sure that it's a plan that you can stick to before you start out on whatever it is that you're trying to do, okay? It can be something small. It can be something little. It could be like setting your day. If you want to plan that out the night before, you want to be sure that whatever it is, you take the time to plan it out a day or two beforehand so that you won't get overwhelmed. You know what direction you're going into, right? And it's much easier for you to stay on track if you have something planned out and written out and how you're going to execute it in some kind of book, notebook, your phone, whatever it is you want to do. But planning, again, is just simply a necessary step in achieving whatever goal that you're trying to achieve, no matter how small it is or how big it is. And so for me, I'm going to take this experience of the grocery store and over budgeting or going over my budget, I should say, at the grocery store. And my next week, I'm going to be sure that I plan out my grocery store trip a couple of days prior and be sure that I stick to the plan at hand so that I won't have any more breakdowns, mental breakdowns like I did on Saturday when I was completely over my budget and had to resort to credit cards as a means to pay for the rest of my groceries. So don't forget, planning is a necessary thing. It's a necessary step in anything you want to achieve in life, okay? So again, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your time. You guys have an amazing and awesome day. Until the next time, see you later. Bye-bye.